Hey everybody, it's me, Eric Comley, the Garrard County 4-H Youth Development Agent, and I am on the ground. I started doing the On the Ground series as a response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and hopefully giving some people the opportunity to get outside and see some of the really incredible wildflowers that we had growing in central and eastern Kentucky. So I've decided to try and do a few more of those because I really enjoy the opportunity to get out and see some of our cool plants. And today I've actually traveled outside of the state of Kentucky. So the plant that I'm going to show you all today is called eastern skunk cabbage, and I'm not really on the ground. I'm actually on a boardwalk in a place called Cedar Bog Nature Preserve. Really incredible place. It's not actually a bog, it's a fen, and I'll put some of the definitions of some of these things in the video later. But there's a plant that grows here that's actually in flower right now, and actually started, that was in flower 2 weeks ago, which that's late January. So usually we don't see things in flower in late January and in the early part of February. So eastern skunk cabbage, scientific name is Symplocarpus foetidus. Okay, as far as the etymology of that is concerned, Symplocarpus means joined fruit, and foetidus actually has to do with the name skunk cabbage, so it puts out an odor. The flower will put out that odor because it is trying to attract the things that actually pollinate it, which would be things like flies and carrion beetles and things like that. It's a really incredible flower, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, but I wanted to give you just a little bit of information about it. Now, one of the cool things about this one is that it actually produces its own heat. So it's thermogenesis is what that term is called, and so it actually produces that heat. Now, everything that I've read about it says that it can do anywhere from 30 to 45 degrees warmer than it is outside. So one of the lessons actually in Project Learning Tree referred to it as a hot tub for insects. Now, it's not insectivorous, but it does produce its own heat. I saw one article that said that it can get up to 95 degrees producing a temperature. So in the wintertime, so if you have snow or you have ice on the ground, you can actually find this one with almost like a cylinder around it because the flower is producing so much heat. So this is just a unique plant. This is the typical habitat of it, and the reason I had to travel to Ohio to see this one is because if you look at the distribution map of it, it is not found in Kentucky. So I'm going to let you all take a look at this one. It's this kind of purplish looking flower that's down here, and I don't want to get off the boardwalk because, you know, I want to make sure that we're following all the rules here. So I'm going to turn you around, let you take a look at this really cool plant. You see that purple looking thing there? That is actually the spathe. All right, so it's that hood-like structure, and then on the inside of that, and this is kind of has a leathery feel to it. All right, and this spathe is a leaf-like bract that actually fits around the spadix, which I don't know if I can get close enough and let you all look in there, but if you look in there, you can see that spadix that's in there. So if you think about the jack in the pulpit, the jack that's actually in the pulpit is the spadix, and this one is no different. So it's looks like it has kind of a weird looking flower to it on the inside. So that is skunk cabbage. Now it does get leaves, and those leaves will get to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 20 inches, 10 to 20 inches long. This one you can see, so you can see that it's not a very big flower, and so it doesn't really, it's not going to get any bigger than that, but they're all over the place. Here's one that's actually starting to come up right there. That's just now starting to break, and so they're all over the place here at Cedar Bog. And let me see if I can get myself reattached. Now, you know, some of the questions that we always like to look at is, you know, does it have any medicinal uses? And of course, Native Americans use it for a broad range of things. And then, of course, in the 1800s, they actually sold it for, and they called it dracontium. So the scientific name for green dragon is Erycema dracontium. And so I don't know if they were referring to it as dragon something or whatnot, but it was supposed to cure a number of ailments. Now, the thing about this particular plant is that it is toxic, okay? It does, so if you were to eat this, it has, I think it's called calcium oxalate that's in it, and it's will actually I mean, it will burn your mouth, and you know, it will it has a lot of heat to it. Same thing with Jack in the Pulpit and some of those other members of the arum family. So really just a cool plant. You know, like I said, this is the first time that I've ever seen it in person. There is another skunk cabbage. It's called American skunk cabbage. It's found in the western half of the United States. This one, as far as the range is concerned, goes all the way up, you know, into the northeast of the United States, comes all the way down Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, and then West Virginia, skips Kentucky, which is amazing. I mean, it may be out there somewhere. I'm sure it probably is. You know, we don't know everything. We're discovering new things all the time. But then it wraps around us and goes to Tennessee and North Carolina. And that's really kind of the southern terminus of where you're going to find it. So an amazing plant. If you get the chance to get up here, I hear that this place is absolutely stunning throughout the spring and the summer with wildflowers and everything. They do have a beautiful boardwalk, and they have a great amount of programs that they put on that are guided hikes to take you along the boardwalk to show you some of the cool plants that are here. So if you get up here, this is a great place to visit. So I hope you've enjoyed getting the chance to kind of discover this plant along with me and get the chance to look at it. Like I said, this one is eastern skunk cabbage, Symplocarpus, foetidus, and I didn't smell it to see if it smelled bad, but you know, that's like one of those things where, hey, a friend will tell you, hey, taste this tastes really bad, and you know, then they expect you to taste it. I'm not going to put my nose down there. Plus, like I said, I don't want to get off the boardwalk. Well, anyway, you all have a wonderful day, and if you all have any questions about anything related to on the ground or anything that's going on in 4-H, especially Garrard County 4-H, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is Eric, ERIC, .Comley, COMLEY, @uky.edu. Thank you so much. This has been Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H from On the Ground.